up on Cedar Valley today, we are rocking and rolling as we check out the Waterloo Roller Derby. And Wartburg's Black Student Union gets together with Waterloo Mayor Quentin Hart. In a local spin on the refugee crisis in the Middle East, this is Cedar Valley Today. Welcome to Cedar Valley Today. I'm Melissa Kozak. Roller skates don't normally seem like a dangerous thing, but for the hard-hitting ladies on the push-up roller derby team, it's one of their favorite hobbies. Cedar Valley Today's Christina Alexander hits the rink.
The Cedar Valley Roller Derby is hosting its first home bout of the season this Saturday, where the push-up brawlers will be going against the River City Dames of Anarchy. I went to one of the practices to see what we should expect.
We're super excited because we have some great jammers.
A jammer is a person who scores points by making laps around the opposing team members. And it gets pretty brutal. One of the coaches, Execute, tells us why she's sitting this season out.
My skate got locked up with two other skaters and I got hit. Well, my upper body moved and my skate stayed where it was. And I heard this awful pop and I knew as soon as I heard that noise that something bad had happened.
But there's an upside to roller derby.
It's definitely a group of women who are doing this for themselves and for each other. The atmosphere is just fantastic. You come in here and it's so positive.
And the players aren't exactly what you would expect. Abby Longlegs, one of the blockers, tells us what her parents thought when she joined the team.
I'm a quiet person, so they didn't really expect me to play a sport like this, but I don't know, people think it's fun now.
The team practices twice a week while in season, but starting March, they're on the lookout for new members.
We're always looking for new recruits, or should we say fresh meat, and willing to train from the bottom up if you don't skate or anything.
For Cedar Valley Today, this is Christina Alexander.
Maya Weatherall is here now to tell us about snow removal.
The City of Waverly's Public Services Center helps the community remove snow, and the past few weeks has kept them busy. Here are a few tips on how to make their job easier. The public service attendant says that depending on how much snow falls, the snow crew wakes up around 2 or 3 in the morning. Waverly residents are encouraged to not drive behind the snow plowers. Even parking alongside the curb is not okay.
The best thing for people to do if they want to clear out an area in front of their drive, just up the road, up behind the curb, that way when the snowplow comes by it can deposit the snow in that area that they've cleared out and not into their cleaned out driveway.
Sullivan also says taxes help to pay for the snow crew.
Coming up, see how the Clinton Hall renovations are affecting Wartburg students earlier than expected. "45 Wartburg students are making plans to move from their rooms." Wartburg is moving the students so workers can start renovating Clinton Hall in order for it to be done by next school year. Director of Residential Life Cassie Hales says almost all of the students have met with her so far to see where they will be living for the rest of the school year. The students will move wherever there's open rooms among all the residential halls on campus. Students will get money credited to their winter term housing charge when they move. February 26th is the latest the students can move so renovations can begin during break.
And it's kind of like a hassle for them to just kind of throw this information on us, really short notice. I feel like they should have known a lot sooner.
I think it really helps us for the long run for two folds. One, the budget. It's cheaper if we can try to spread the construction out, and it also helps us in the fall. For what I said earlier, we don't have to displace students that way.
The Black Student Union had a discussion last night about racism. Wartburg professors Dr. McBride and Dr. McQueen, as well as the new Waterloo Mayor Quentin Hart, spoke about issues surrounding racism. Topics also hit on theories of hidden racial discrimination.
The panel is called the Make It Matter panel because BSU's theme for this year is Make It Matter, because we see a lot of hashtags like Black Lives Matter and Hispanic Lives Matter and Cop Lives Matter. And so I feel like everybody's starting to understand that all lives matter, but we want to tell people to make it matter and to do different things so that you actually make your life matter.
This panel was one of the events sponsored by the Wartburg Black Student Union for Martin Luther King Week. Next, we take a look at what is trending in the Cedar Valley.
Whether you live in an older home or you're building a new one,
there are always ways to save energy and money.
And MidAmerican Energy can help.
I needed better insulation. With MidAmerican Energy, I got a $1,000 rebate, and I cut my energy bills by 50%.
With Summer Saver, MidAmerican Energy pays us to control our AC.
And with all the programs we've used,
we're able to save money now
and be energy efficient for years to come.
The power's in your hands with MidAmerican Energy.
Now look at your social media. For all of you ladies out there still hanging on to the Iowa native bachelor Chris Soules, you have your chance to spend an evening with him. Simply I Do of Cedar Falls is sponsoring a night with Soules, including watching the Blackhawks game and taking a picture with him. The game is February 6th against the Madison Capitals. Call 319-291-7680 to purchase your tickets. Wartburg Knight's Facebook page announced the baseball team is ranked 20th in the top 25 preseason poll. Wartburg is coming off of a 33-14 record from the 2014-2015 season. They also are the only Iowa school in the top 25, so congrats and good luck this season. Impact Outdoors is hosting their annual Winterfest this Sunday from 12 to 3 at the Prairie Lake South in Cedar Falls. The public is invited to the free event with refreshments provided. Winterfest activities will include ice fishing, snowshoeing, and ice skating. And now let's take a look at today's weather.
Are you a high school senior passionate about becoming a writer, producer, editor, or even a cinematographer?
Wartburg College's Department of Journalism and Communication wants students like you to join our award-winning creative community.
We've created a digital cinema and production program centered on real-world experiences, with a goal of helping you master digital skills in video, audio, and live production.
You'll have the opportunity to work in our digital production control room, live recording studios, and have access to our full line of digital cinema gear.
This program is designed for digital creatives who want to explore areas such as screenwriting, producing and directing, digital cinematography and lighting design, music production and digital audio recording, live video production and streaming.
We're committed to training the next generation of digital storytellers. For more information about Wartburg's Department of Journalism and Communication, find us online and on Facebook.
Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to meet Pastor Deborah Wise at the Trinity United Methodist Church here in Waverly. She and some people from Texas left on Sunday to help aid in the refugee crisis happening on the island of Lesbos, Greece. Here's my interview with Deborah Wise before she left for Greece.
Refugees are pouring in every day into Europe. Many of the pathways overland through Macedonia have been closed, and so people are paying smugglers to traffic them into Greece, which is the first country in the European Union that would give them a start to finding a new life. Many of the folks are from Syria, others are from Afghanistan, Iraq, Yemen, and other countries in that region.
Men are usually the ones that go because of the travel distance.
Right.
How far is that travel?
Well, it depends on what country they end up in. You know, some folks are going to walk or, you know, get rides, you know, all the way up to Norway. Some countries are opening up and allowing more. Many are going to Germany right now. There's many that are going to France. It really depends on it's such a fluid situation. Mm-hmm. Everything is changing. So, but there's still hundreds and hundreds of people coming in, you know, just through that one island, and there are other islands also.
And now the residents of this island,
Yes.
What do they think of all this?
Well, they're afraid because this is a tourist resort.
Yes.
This is like Okoboji would be for us. So what if we had a whole bunch of refugees coming and squatting on the beach at Okoboji? Like, what would the tourists?
We wouldn't like it.
No, we wouldn't. You know, so those are some things that we have to respect the folks that they need to make a living. I know that there's some anxiety as they get ready for tourist season. What does it mean when you have 2,000 people coming a day?
Yeah.
What does it mean to take away from the route that most people come who are tourists, which is taking a ferry? Because how many people want to take a ferry boat and then have to go back with 2,000 other people squished together who are refugees? All of those things, are in play. So.
Right. So Americans, we were founded by refugees, coloners, however you want to name
immigrants,
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what has changed since we were founded to now, and how we are all anti-open borders? We don't want any refugees.
Who's in the place of privilege now? In the 1800s, Germans by the tens of thousands came. People sent their young men because they didn't want to fight in the Prussian War, right? So they sent them to America. People who owned land in Germany sold their farms there and came and bought bigger farms. That's how Waverly got started, was those kind of folks.
Which is unbelievable
It
that
is.
we're going through this right now.
It really is, and I don't think we really understand as Americans what's going on. We see, snippets in the news and we hear the bad things that are going on.
Right.
But these are people. And last fall I went to a conference, a church leaders conference, and one of the speakers said, "Where is your heart breaking right now?" Because where your heart breaking is where you should go, but it's also where God's heart is breaking. Right. So when I stand back and look at this, if my heart is breaking over the humanitarian crisis, then I know God is already there. But if I can show up, pay attention to what's going on, and cooperate with what God is already doing through the volunteers, through the people that are there, then that allows me to be part of bringing some hope and light into the world. So that's why I feel called to go.
Pastor Wise and the rest of her group made it safely to Greece. They do ask for your prayers for the rest of the trip. Next, we look at a new 9th planet that's not Pluto.
You're an active person. You always want the best from your body. And when an injury slows you down, you turn to the best. At the Waverly Health Center Orthopedic Clinic, Dr. Linda Martin, nurse practitioner Carrie Van E, and the health center team offer cutting-edge technology and personal patient-centered care. Knee and hip injuries, muscle strains and tears, no matter what sidelines you. Let our team get you back in the game. Waverly Health Center. We make a difference you can feel.
Most adults still think of Pluto as the 9th planet. However, research was released yesterday saying there may be something past Pluto. The planet, now being called Fatty, has not yet been seen. However, researchers say that some of the most powerful telescopes could be capable of spotting it. Scientists say the planet is about the size of Neptune. It completes one orbit around the sun every 10 to 20,000 years. And you might be wondering why I have a squirrel on the desk with me today. Well, it's National Squirrel Appreciation Day. Wartburg is known for our little friendly creatures and even think it should be our mascot. Here are some fun facts. Squirrels can find food buried beneath a foot of snow. A squirrel's front teeth never stops growing. A newborn squirrel is about an inch long. Squirrels don't dig up all of their buried nuts, which results in more trees. And lastly, don't confuse your holidays. As I mentioned earlier, it's National Squirrel Appreciation Day, so on January 21st, but so is National Hug Day. Please don't combine the two. Keep your appreciation at a distance. Thank you for watching Cedar Valley Today. For more Cedar Valley Today content, download our app available on the Google Play and the iTunes Store. And make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Have a great day, Cedar Valley.